President, we had said in the budget vote on national treasury that we, as the economic freedom fighters, stand categorically opposed to the government, the so-called government of national unity. We correctly stated that a sensible approach should have been to construct a revolutionary government, a progressive government of forces whose umbilical cords are buried in the same yard. Maybe we're wrong to think that and believe that we share a common heritage and perspective with those that chose to constitute a government with neoliberal and neocolonial forces. Instead of constituting a progressive government, the president of the ANC assembled a bloated executive of Oppenheimer puppets, of semi-literate matriculants, of apartheid apologists, of ex-convicts, of waffling careerists, and called them a government of national unity. That was what we're dealing with now. And as if that is not enough, he comes here yesterday, he calls them beds, sunyenyani. Say, if I'm so I am from Wasunyenyani, is known. Ulumeno is known. Umuso wadinonyane. That is what we're dealing with. So he likened this government as government of sociable weaver beds, which are well known for building sophisticated nests. But one thing that you must know about beds is that only those that look like each other flock together. They identify with each other. However sophisticated and beautiful the nest that they build will be, they will never even allow the most peaceful of birds, a dove, to enter that nest. So this social weaver needs birds that you are bragging about and speaking about here will always associate with themselves. Maybe you are correct that that is what you intend to achieve. As a social weaver birds, 75 birds in the executive, bloated executives, 77, which are supposed to be government of South Africa, who are supposed to be constituting a government. Now, on the 15th of July 2024, the National Film and Video Foundation, the NFVF, issued a call for South Africans to nominate people who must receive the awards for the South African Film and Television Awards. I want to propose here, House Chairperson, that we should nominate Mr. Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa for the SAFTAS Awards for Best Fiction. If there is no such a category, we must introduce a category of even a Lifetime Achiever Award on fiction, because everything else that it represents is just fictions. So the NFVF, Minister of Arts and Culture, is a very important instrument in the Department of Arts and Culture. So before you introduce the sporting code of spinning mostly stolen cars, you should pay attention to the NFVF so that you can deal with all of these issues clearly. That is what we're dealing with. Now, the nomination is based on the following fact. In 2018, after the coup d'etat, which we regrettably supported as the EFF, what Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa said, he said, we are determined that expropriation without compensation should be implemented in a way that increases agricultural production, improves food security, and ensures that the land is returned to those from whom it was taken under colonialism and apartheid. Did that happen? No. He said again that starting this year, free higher education and training will be available to first-year students from households with a combined gross income of 350,000. Is that happening? There's no free education in South Africa. He said that we're going to forge ahead with the localization program through which products like textile, clothing, furniture, rail rolling stock, and water meters are designated for local procurement. Do we have got local procurement in South Africa out of those products? No. He further said that we're going to improve our capacity to support black professionals, deal decisively with companies that resist transformation. Is it dealing with that? No. He further said that moving forward, young South Africans will be moved to be at the center of the economic agenda. Are young people at the center of our economic agenda? No. He even further said that government will honor its undertaking to set aside at least 30% of public procurement to small, medium, and macro enterprises, cooperatives, and township and rural enterprises. Is such happening? No. He even said that he's going to accelerate the land redistribution program, not only to redress the grave historical injustice, but also to bring more producers into the agricultural sector and to make more land available for cultivation. Is that happening? No. So this person deserves a lot of awards. The closing date of that nomination for SAFTA's Awards for Best Fiction is the 9th of August. Let's make sure we nominate him so that he is awarded for all these fictions. Yesterday he came here to even add to a lot of fictional imaginations, claiming 2 million jobs that are not there. Leave the 2 million jobs whom we said you have created yourself. There are no 2 million jobs that were created since you took over as a president yourself in South Africa. Where does the 2 million come from? It only comes from the figments of your imagination. It comes from your creative writing skills, which you must be awarded for in terms of what is expected. Now, even if these fictions were possible, there is no money to finance such. Currently, we've got debt obligations of upward of 5 trillion rands. We expend 384 billion rands on debt service costs. That is the biggest expenditure item on the budget of South Africa. And that debt is rising. From your cabinet, the cabinet of birds, you came, the only thing that you changed was to say from medium-term strategic framework to medium-term development programs. But the content and the essence of what your government stands for has not changed. You have not even made a commitment that are going to move away from the debt obligations that characterizes the state. Now let's call in Thomas Isidore and Noel Sankara. He says that debt is neocolonialism, in which the colonizers have transformed themselves into technical assistants. We should rather say technical assassins. Under its current form, control dominated by imperialism. That is skillfully managed reconquest of Africa, intended to subjugate its growth and development through foreign rules. That is what is the trajectory of this government, the continuation of debt obligations that are not sustainable. We are going to give a far much more substantial perspective of what is to be done moving forward. But one issue that we want to highlight is that South Africa should optimally utilize its strategic partnerships with countries in the BRICS Forum, Brazil, Russia, China, and India. And of course, now added the UAE, Ethiopia, and all these other countries. Now, if you were to check what Ethiopia got to benefit out of its strategic partnership with the People's Republic of China, is that over the past 15 years, Ethiopia's economy has grown average of 10%. They built a railway from Addis Ababa to Djibouti, which is a neighboring country, which is coastal, of 759 kilometers, to lead an export-led industrial development manufacturing plan, which is reducing poverty, is giving jobs to our people. That is what is happening in that, and that is through proper, meaningful usage of strategic partnerships with countries that relate with. The Commander-in-Chief is correct that when you exclude the global balance of forces in trying to design domestic politics, you will completely miss the point. You will never achieve anything domestically without locating it within the global economy. South Africa, this is not going to go anywhere. They disagree on everything, on Bella Bill, on NHI, on the source of energy. These ones of the DA, even those who are leading the department, are saying that we must discontinue coal. You can't discontinue coal in South Africa as a source of electricity. We have to have a clear agenda. There is no developmental state that is not based on a common, sound, ideological perspective. All developmental states must be founded on a sound ideological basis. And what we have created now is confusion, which is going to take South Africa backward. And that is what we stand. But we are inspired that the Progressive Caucus is going to take South Africa forward and take political power from this government of national confusion. Thank you very much.